Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. I, of course, want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but as always, keep in mind it is general, so just take what resonates. Don't forget to hit that like button. And as well, I do apologize for not posting yesterday. I know a lot of you say I don't need to apologize, but I feel the need to. I did the reading in full for Monday, and it just did not come out, it didn't come out to be a quality reading because I literally could not speak at certain points. I was stuttering so much. This Mercury retrograde is definitely hitting me hard. It's making me struggle to the furthest extent, even when it comes to small things like walking, okay? It's like I'm just struggling, so bear with me if I do struggle with this reading to an extent, and I'm sure some of you can relate. It's a difficult one to say the least. And so that also ties into why I'm recording like this. I know some of you do prefer to have my face on camera for the readings. And others of you do prefer this view, right, seeing the cards. But for me at this time, it's just easier to do it this way, more efficient. Let's get started and pull from which deck is this? The Salt and Sea Energy. I don't know why I don't know why, excuse me, I was feeling drawn to this deck. Something about calming vibes, whether you need that more so or that's just kind of the vibe of your Tuesday. I do feel like for some, given this is a very aquatic deck, beach vibes, if you will, there could be that popping up, whether it's content you're being drawn to watch, things you're thinking about, for some tied into a change, travel coming to mind for some. For Tuesday, let me try and shuffle on camera. So let's just pull right from the middle. They're sticking a little bit due to the humidity. The Anchor card talking about having faith and choosing optimism. Yeah, I do feel like there's a reason why I mentioned Mercury retrograde and me struggling in the beginning and whatnot, because I do feel like that's playing into this day and you needing to choose optimism, positivity over the frustration, even if that takes over at a certain point. I need to anchor oneself, ground yourself, and feel more stable through it all. I do feel as if there are going to be certain outside factors, the energy in a situation, if not just in general, throughout the day feels a little bit off, if not fully off, a bit heavy. You feeling just kind of out of it at times, or just again lacking that grounded stability that you so desire and need at this time. But I do feel like there's a feeling of you being within your hermit mode at certain points throughout this day, if not the whole day for some, and feeling like you're stuck on an island is what I'm getting, but needing to find strength in that solitude. I feel like the time that you do spend alone is going to be truly key. You might feel like it's a day where, because you're struggling so much or feeling so out of it and rough energy, you could be spiritually messed with for some, that you just don't feel it's productive or desirable to be surrounded or wrapped up with people. I'm hearing I just want to sail away. I just want to sail away. I also feel like some of which are thinking about how they want to live alone in the future. Say a studio apartment or a condo or something of the sort, or a different house. I do feel as if there's going to be moments throughout this day where you stumble and slip up on your words and potentially twitch due to spirit, which I can guarantee that'll happen for me. And this needs to be coped with and dealt with in a very peaceful manner. Do not let it get the best of you. And if it does at a certain point, bring that optimism back once again. Utilizing certain strategies throughout this Tuesday to raise your vibration, okay, if need be, or just to keep it there. Any walks in nature, listening to music, getting a release in certain ways is going to feel quite gratifying and effective all the meanwhile. And any content you feel drawn to watch, whether it's a YouTube video, they're saying TikTok for some, it could be a show, a TV show, a movie, you name it. It's going to be of importance. It's spirit guiding you towards thinking about whatever that is for you, or learning something through that, if not multiple things of importance. Anyways, let's pull one more. And then we'll move on to the light seers. Zoom in, take a closer look, okay? I feel like there's going to be details throughout this day that need to be focused upon. I do feel as if there's going to be synchronicities throughout this Tuesday where, say, you're out and about going for a walk or on an adventure or migrating somewhere, or even when you're simply just sitting there and you're pushed to look at something. uh, even say it's just an angel number, but I feel like there's going to be other random, at times not fully recognizable sort of synchronicities where they're saying zoom on in, research it, right? Look it up. If it's something like an animal or an object, look up the spiritual meaning of which. There's a message. But also, I feel as if, again, whatever content at one, if not multiple points you're pushed to watch that could help you zoom in a more realistic manner to understand how something could have been in a negative sense, or how something is going to be moving forward. And they're also saying when you think about a past situation, whether it's to bring it back into your life or not, could be in regards to you looking for a new opportunity, it's a no. They're going to just push you to look closer and notice that that's not right for you, or just move on either way. Anyways, I could also see some of you thinking about past rejection, if not multiple past rejections, whether it was a person, a place, an opportunity. Everything happens and doesn't happen for a reason. Keep that in mind. And it's one of those days that may remind you that rejection in certain scenarios, situations, is protection. Okay? To continue from the Light Seers, flying out. Yeah, the Five of Swords, I feel like there's a need to better understand certain stresses in your life, but I also feel like this is tying into whether it's your spirituality, energy, Mercury retrograde, you name it. Certain emotions might be popping back up, even if that happened to you, say, on Monday as well, and for some, rewinding back to Sunday. But just heal from those emotions. Don't discard them to the point where they may pop back up at a different time where it's not ideal for you to be coping and dealing with that, okay? It feels like it is a day where it'll happen as it's going to. However this works for you, the stresses, the emotions, the difficulties, the struggle, and you just gotta cope, deal, and heal, okay? But the Empress in reverse, because I feel like in your alone time, again, you're thinking about what you don't have, what you haven't given birth to yet, what didn't work out, what you thought you were going to give birth to in the past but didn't, or gave birth to and came to an end, and for some quite quickly, or after a significant period of time. But I'm sensing that you're being reminded that divine timing is on your side, okay? Everything's destined in the way it's meant to come to be, divine delays at hand, or one in particular. And it needs to stay optimistic in regards to you gaining that new opportunity. I also feel like there's, for some, a change, a new situation, a door that you need to see open for yourself in order to move towards a new investment or another type of situation, or it can help you kind of bounce to another similar situation, but it's more lucrative or more beneficial for you. Does that make sense? It feels like a sort of one door opening, one birthing of a situation will help move you towards the next. And so this train of thought may come to be at a certain point throughout this day. But all the meanwhile, I do feel like you're being pushed to look at something multiple times throughout this day, keep an eye on something of importance for you, to see that it is growing, prospering, and working to your advantage all the meanwhile. It feels like the wheel is churning in your favor. But I do feel as if you're thinking about how something goes up and down or doesn't work to your advantage 24/7. But I also feel like people are complimenting you, praising you. And I do feel as if you're thinking about taking a gamble moving forward, a risk. If you look at these die here on her necklace, and I feel like you're going to end up taking that risk, that gamble, and it will work to your advantage. Interesting. But I do love that we have her on one foot again, going back to the anchor. I need to put that other leg down to reground yourself, to not feel, okay, so wobbly is what I'm getting. Yeah, you might even lose your balance or feel a bit clumsy at certain points throughout this day. The Emperor, because it feels like in the midst of you, within your solitude, working towards more for yourself, or thinking about logically brainstorming, thinking about where to put your game piece next. And whatever you produce and develop throughout this day, even if you struggle within it, during it, even after it, it's just purposeful. And I feel like it's going to work, again, to your advantage. And I feel like you could even help people through it. I do feel as if this day may entail you feeling quite overly serious, potentially a little bit uptight due to whatever this Five of Swords is for you. Again, being more than one thing for a lot drawn to the reading. But I do feel like there's going to be moments where you crack a smile, you laugh, you feel a bit healed, whether it's due to content, somebody else, your own work, okay? Music for some, it's going to leave you feeling refreshed, all right? So just remember that when you're feeling overly serious. But Mercury retrograde is a time where you just shouldn't be forcing it either way, all right? It's a day where you will get things done, but again, you can't force it. It's a day where you need to go with the flow, again, reground, rebalance oneself out, and just flow with the punches, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Tuesday, and I'll see you next time.